Alright, gang, welcome back to our Farm Maze Challenge on Riverbend Springs. It is now July. We have to do our second application of fertilizer that we're actively doing here on this sorghum field that we drilled in the last episode. And that's pretty much it. That's the only thing really we have to do in July. My little trick, well, it's not really a trick. It did work, as you can see. There are things growing there where it was. It still has a little bit of a weird color on the ground, but nonetheless, it is growing, so... utilizing just the cultivator did work, which is what we were kind of hoping for, right? We wanted to utilize that because it was much cheaper than having to go the plow way, and it was much faster. So you might be asking, well, what are we going to do? Well, it's probably going to be a mixture of doing some things on the farm itself, maybe adding some more stuff to the maze, and a little bit of some more contracts as well, because we need to make some money. You also may notice that I've lost a significant amount of money from where we left off in the last episode. There's a reason for that. Mainly, when I went back, I had to buy a couple pallets of fertilizer, because we were pretty much out, and I serviced the tractor. The tractor needed servicing pretty badly. It cost us almost $6,000 to service it, so it was desperately needed. It was a time for it to be serviced. I think some other things are probably going to require some service here soon as well, but... it was the tractor more than anything, so. Bit of a cloudy day today, but sun is incoming, as you can see up there in the right-hand corner. So hopefully it turns out to be a nice July day. I was hoping one of our other fields were going to be ready to harvest today. That is unfortunately not the case. But that's okay. We'll figure out other things to do, like I said. Still trying to find the elusive piece of land that we can purchase that either has some trees on it that we can utilize, which I don't necessarily know if I'm ready to attempt the trees again. And if some of you may know, if you've watched or watch any of the other series that I'm currently running, that I was trying to do some tree work for my members only video, which, quick shout out to all my members, thank you very much. And I don't know if it's just a console issue or what. This was prior to that recent update, so I probably should try it since the update's come out. But nonetheless, things were going haywire. I was trying to use a front loader on the tractor and put it on a low loading bed, low loading trailer, and the trees were going through the ground. They were jumping all over. It was a mess. Basically, I just scrapped that whole idea and went a different approach for my members only once a month video. So. I don't know if I'm ready to try that again. I guess we probably need to, but even if we do, well, quick save here. I was doing some stuff prior to starting that recording. I probably should have saved before I started, but nonetheless. The problem, I don't think there's any field that we can actually purchase, unfortunately, right now. I think they're all around the 100,000 mark, and we're nowhere near that. The only chance we have is if we find a piece of field like this one, where it has some trees on it. It's not going to be a ton of trees, but it's some trees. I think that's really the only option we have here. But, I mean, they're all super expensive still, even if we were to find one. And these are way, way far away from where we are. And I said I kind of wanted to stay relatively close to where we were, right? 41,000. So this is an option. There's not many trees on it, though. Have we looked at this one before? I don't think we have. Maybe we have. I don't remember. We might have looked at this one. But there's not a ton of trees. Is it going to accomplish the goal that we need? I don't know, because basically we're going to have to put down some kind of production. And if we know anything based off the other series, the canola oil specifically, and just from my own knowledge of watching Crustu and others, these small little productions, they take an absolute eternity. It took us 5 episodes just to get one pallet to spawn for the canola oil on the Triple Threat Challenge. So, they're not exactly the best ideas. Well, the best ideas. They're not exactly the best use of our time, I guess is what I should say. And they're cost $36,000 too, so it's a good chunk of the money we do have remaining. So I'm kind of leaning towards, which may be not the correct approach as we go along, I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards letting this go till later on in the series. Even though I'd like to do it now, I'm kind of leaning towards later on in the series, just to hopefully be able to have a little bit more income, you know, for us to utilize it and use. But the problem then becomes, we really don't have many fields we can buy. We can almost buy this one. We do a couple contracts. We can buy it. It is an oat field. It's a nice field. It's not terribly far away. It is far away, but it's not terribly far away from where we are. So I'm kind of leaning towards that one. This one as well. It's a little bit cheaper. We could buy this one right now. It's got a 77% yield bonus, which isn't bad. This says a 72%. So, yeah, maybe we buy this guy since we can buy it right now. Now I don't think it is ready to harvest. Unfortunately, I was hoping it was going to be, but no, it's not. So, you know, ideally we'd buy one today that is ready to harvest. So we have, you know, something that we can do, but all of these are going to be way too expensive. Like this is great because it has all kinds of other land with it, but that's not really what we're looking for. So yeah, I think we might have to just purchase that one, and maybe we just go ahead and you know, I don't do it very often, but since, you know, we're very limited on what we can do so early on in the game with very limited, you know, mods, so we have to utilize a lot of our money to do anything. Maybe we go ahead and just jump a month, and maybe this one will be ready to harvest here soon. Let me see. Hold on a second. How long are we looking at before this is ready to harvest? Ooh, that's early on. Both of these are early stages, so maybe not. This one is actually going to be ready to harvest before those are. I mean, nice to buy it, right? Another field, but that's not really accomplishing the goal we're looking to do here. There are some grass fields here we could potentially purchase, but that would require us to buy mowers, and then if we want to turn it into bales, we've got to buy a baler. There's a lot of things to purchase there, and we don't have any money for it. So I think considering all of that, and there's nothing out here for us, let's look at the contracts here and see if we can find anything. Here's a nice big fertilizing contract. $7,207 sounds fantastic. Let's pick this one up. We'll also pick this one up. It's right next to us. We will have to drive pretty far, I think, for that fertilizing contract, that big one. It's all the way down at the bottom leftish corner. We will probably have to stop and get more fertilizer because we only have 1,836 liters, and we're going to go over here and fertilize this field, which is probably going to utilize most of this fertilizer, if not all of it. Now, I've mentioned it a number of times in this series and others. I don't want to just sit here and continue to do just nothing but contracts over and over again, but we're at the point now where we just have to, gang. We have to. We've got to figure out other ways to get money. This is not, you know, fast enough for us at current, and I don't want to just continue to skip months just to have something to do. I want to actually get us to a point where we have something to do every single month. So if we do some more contracts and we get the money to be able to buy some more land, I think that's what we do, right? But how's everybody doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Oh, that good stuff. I'm slightly behind on... I've been trying to get some more videos done and have them up and ready to go. I'm slightly more behind on that. I'm getting caught back up slowly and surely. But I'm trying to get 2 videos done a day. It is very difficult for me to do when I'm working. You know, so I only have so much time in the day when I have to work. And my weekends have been, unfortunately, still very, very busy. It's every weekend we have something going on, and so it's kind of limiting my ability to get some, you know, real content done on the weekends, which is when I typically get a lot of my stuff done, and that's when typically you see a significant increase in, well, if you're a member, you see a significant increase in videos that I have prepped and ready to go out there. I would like to get back to my normal that I've always tried to, you know, run, where I have like about 5-ish done and prepped and ready to go out there. Even if I don't have the, you know, the thumbnail and everything done, I at least have the video recorded and hopefully edited, right? But I am not there right now. I'm sitting at about 1 or 2 right now, depending on the day. So I'm trying to get there. It's a difficult thing to do, but I'm trying, gang. I'm trying. So this game has a lot of things it needs to work on a little bit. It's not as good as we were all hoping, I think. I think all of us have kind of got to that point. I know Northern Farm Sim just recently put out a video finally and he's been, evidently holding on to videos for a little while. He did a number of hours of recording and ended up scrapping it all and starting over. And part of me kind of wishes I did that a little bit with our Survivor 25 challenge. I think that was the one he started over with, mostly because of the way that we started and how it was not the proper way to start, and just the fact that there's just so much, or so little, I guess I should say, cheap equipment, cheap tractors, cheap everything out there. It really hurt us the way that I started us. So let's head. Well, actually, you know what? Let's just turn this one in because we can. Gets us back up to 55 grand. That's great. Let's head to the shop really quick here, and I'm gonna go into first person for a second. It seems easier to drive in first person to me for some reason in this game versus the other one. So here's Griff. I don't know why that is. It just seems like it for whatever reason. I feel I might just be me. I mean, maybe I'm just terrible, but to me it feels like. Ooh, it feels like the tractors have a similar issue as the walking. I've talked about the walking before, where sometimes I feel like I just keep on walking even though I've already stopped my running and I've turned and it's not turning. It's like delayed or something. I feel that same thing a little bit with the vehicles. I don't know how to explain it other than that. It's just kind of what it feels like to me. But anyway, we need some gas for this tractor as well. So let me head to the shop. I'll probably buy 2 more pallets. I don't think we could fit 2 pallets in here, but I'll probably buy 2 more pallets of fertilizer. Throw it in here, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Head back down there and get that field done. It is a big field. It's going to make us a lot of money. Might take a while. I don't know for sure if we'll do a time lapse or if I'll talk to you. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. But let me get all that taken care of first, and I'll meet you down there at the field. Alright, we are pulling up here, gang. Haven't been over really in this section at all yet, so this is going to be nice to check this area out. Nice big fields over here, real big fields. The one we need to go to is up on top of this hill over here. I guess I can get out of first person view here, but it's over here on the left on top of this hill. I don't really know what the easiest way to get there is. I guess I could have just drove straight up there, is what it looks like, but let's go at it the proper way, I guess. It's an optional stop sign. We don't stop at those. Alright, this is the field here, gang. It's a big one, like I said, real big field. But I don't think it's going to take us too long with the size of the spreader we have here. It's a pretty decent size spreader, so yeah, this is going to be quick, actually. It'll be real quick. It'll be a quick 7 grand. This is going to be great for us. Let's get this done, gang. It won't take too long. Be a little quick time lapse here. We'll be done. Alright, we're done here, gang, but check that view out. I was looking at it briefly while we were doing that time lapse, so apologize for that, but that's a great view, man. I love that. That's awesome. Alright, so we did this. I went ahead and turned it in already as well. I actually started driving over here, and I realized that the recording wasn't happening on OBS, so I had to come back over here and restart that, but at least I didn't get too far before I realized it. So we're going to head down this way a little bit. I did pick up another contract. This is probably not the fastest way to go, but since I like this area is pretty cool. And I really haven't been down here. I want to kind of check it out quickly, so if you bear with me for a second, we're just going to drive down here a little bit further. And then I will meet you at the other field, and just to show you the field, that's a pretty cool area for a yard and an area up there. I'd have to get rid of all that stuff, because I like to get rid of all that stuff, but look at the entryway to it. It's pretty cool. We got this field 15 up here for fertilizing, which is sort of on the way back, even though we're going away. We're going against from where we were going to go. But my goal here is to kind of go down here to field 77, take this little windy road here, which looks awesome. Hang a left here and then come back up this way. And we can stop and pick up the remainder of fertilizer. There was a little bit left because we bought a couple pallets of it to fill this up to mass because I didn't really know how much I was going to use. Obviously, we didn't need all of what I bought, but crossing point ropes. So that's the rope builder. I know we can do rope building stuff now, so that's where he is. All right, awesome. Or she, I guess. He or she is. Anyway, I also filled up the gas tank. I don't think I mentioned that before we started that time lapse. It's about the same price as it was in FS22. It was 300 and some bucks for us to fill up. We were pretty low on gas. So that's good. That didn't really change a whole lot. That's still around the same price as FS22. Relatively inexpensive. It's not, but relatively it is. Look at this road. Woo! I need a car for this road. This road's awesome. Curvy road. And down into the tree tunnels, as I like to call them. Whew. I would love to have a car on this road. Alright, Griff. Easy, buddy. Alright, I will see you at that field 15. Like I said, I'm going to pick up the rest of the fertilizer, as long as it'll fit in here, which I think it will. And we'll carry on. Alright, we're here. It's not going to take long at all. This is a few second job here, which is great. Quick money. That's why I like these fertilizing contracts. You're probably going to get old of me doing fertilizing contracts, because I'm going to do pretty much every one that ever pops up, but they're just so easy, and I enjoy doing them, so it's just it's a win-win for me. There wasn't much fertilizer there. I thought there was more than there was, to be honest with you. It was only like maybe a couple 100 liters left in that pallet. I thought there was like 600 left in there. I don't know why I thought that, but I did. So there really wasn't a whole lot that it added into our hopper here, but that's okay. It was sort of on the way anyway. Alright, that field is now done, so we can turn that in, if I can get to the right section here. Boom. There is another fertilizing one, although it's all the way back down to where we just were. Why do they keep sending this all over the place? Alright, we won't do that one. We're back to 60 grand, though, so that's good. I don't think... I don't think this is going to be ready in August. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's going to be ready in August. It sure doesn't look like it to me. So the only other thing we can do really here, gang, is to buy more fields, which we've already talked about, right? That's already a difficult thing for us to do, given the amount of money we have. There's very limited things we can buy. Or we do more contracts. $86,000 for that guy, huh? because that's ready to harvest. This would be a nice one to have. It's not terribly far away from where we are. I mean, it's not close, but it's not terribly far away, right? It's by the shop. We'd have to take the barge every time. It would be difficult for harvesting it, actually, now that I say that. It would be very difficult to harvest it. We would have to come down this way and go across this bridge. And that bridge... well, we might be okay to get across that bridge, actually. If there's a car coming across, though, we're screwed. But otherwise, we'd probably be okay to get across that bridge, now that I said that. So maybe on that one, but that's 80,000. We'd have to find something, some kind of contract to get us 20 grand. There's not really anything out there. There is a $11,000 cultivation one, but that's all the way down the other end. There's a $15,000 harvesting, again, all the way down the other end. Those big fields are down the bottom there. I mean, that contract is right next to where we are. Where our field is, or where our farm is, I should say, not our field. Our farm is. That's one of the fields we were going to buy, too. Oops, sorry, gang, I hit the microphone. Perhaps that's what we do. Perhaps we do this contract, all right? We already have a weeder, or hoe. We use that to get rid... I think that's what we do. We do that. We'll get a little bit of money back. We buy that field. Granted, it's not going to be ready anytime soon. But that will make that price of that field a little bit cheaper, because that price of that field is like $40,000, I think. Something like that. 45. So it would make the price of it be about 43-ish, right? Wouldn't give us a ton of money left over, but... we need to get more fields. We've talked about that, though. We need more fields because we need more money. Right now, we have 3 fields, one of which is a maze, so it's not giving us the biggest yield it could if we removed the maze from it. We're not going to do that, but if we did... the other 2 fields we have are very small. That field is also very small. But if we bought that one, it would equivalently, basically, if you add it all up together, it would be the equivalent of a 1 medium to small, large-ish, but a small, large field, something like that, right? If that makes any sense. That might be the way to go here. Well, I gotta take the ferry back over, so let me think about it on the ferry. There we go. I was gonna say, can we move, please? And we'll make our decision. All right. Okay, so I've made my mind up. We are not going to buy this field yet. We will buy it eventually, but we're not going to buy it yet. We're actually going to save up and buy that field over there. We need about $68,000. Right now we have 60. We're going to get there pretty quickly, I think. This weeder that we have here is fantastic. It's a wide width. It takes no time at all for us to do this field, right? This is going to be a quick, almost 2 grand for us. If we do the other weeding contract, or the hoeing contract, which is over on this side, it's further away, but it's not that far away. That should get us almost to $68,000. And then we just need to do one more contract, regardless if it's weeding or fertilizing or whatever it is, and we'll have it taken care of. And the reason why I'm making that decision is because while this field has a tiny bit more of a yield, I think, bonus, like 4%, that field over there has a big section of trees back there, which... like we talked about, we are going to need trees. Now, we're probably not going to do anything with those trees for a little while, but that is a decent-sized field, and it has a decent amount of trees on it. And we're close to the amount of money we need for it. So in my mind, in my eyes, that's a win-win situation for us. So that's what we're going to do. And I will show it to you here in just a second what I'm talking about with the tree line here. See all this down here? All this down here, all these trees down here? All that we can utilize to try to help us get that shed built, right? Our little entryway that we're going to have, our little selling point, our little shop, whatever you want for the maize, right? Whatever you want to call it. So I think that was a good choice for us, I guess is what I'm trying to say. There are some fertilizing contracts at the very end. Way down at the bottom, yet again. But there are 2 weeding contracts as well, which are very, very lucrative. We're going to accept both of them. We've done a lot of fertilizing, so let's do both of these. This doesn't require us to buy anything, and the width of this is so good that I'm not that concerned about the fact that they're far drives. This should get us to where we want to be at. We can buy that field. Again, it's not going to be ready to harvest, but at least at that point, we feel a little bit more comfortable having the fact known that we do have some trees now we can utilize, and we can put down a sawmill at some point. Will it be anytime soon? No, not at all. Will we be having the wood be ready to go anytime soon? Again, no. Unless there's a mod that comes out here this week or the following, I guess, at the time of the recording. That's much faster than what Giants have given us. It will not be ready for a number of episodes. 5 to 6 is pretty much what I was seeing, at least for the canola. Right? It took us 5 episodes just to get 1 pallet, and I'm not even sure the pallet that spawned is a full pallet yet. It's ridiculously slow. They have got to up that. It's not even realistic. Okay, so if we go down, this is where I'm gonna get confused. We go down there. Okay, all right. Let's see if we can figure this out. No, somebody said something about Stu being the silver car. I'm not against Stu. Well, Stu, look, there goes Stu right there. I think they said Stu. I have to go back and double check, actually, now that I said that. I'm pretty sure they said Stu, though. Or you guys said Stu. I don't know why I say they. You guys said Stu. I'm taking a shortcut. I'm going to screw Stu over. Eat it, Stu. Well, bad news, gang. My goal here, it's in tatters. It's not working. It must be what we're utilizing. The hoe is not. It's not perfect. We just need the actual weeder itself. So, yeah. Well, there you go. That ain't gonna work. So we're gonna have to cancel these, unfortunately. That's unfortunate. Is there any other ones that are gonna pop up for us? I think I clicked weeding, not hoeing. That was my mistake. Whoops. Oh well, we'll get through it. We'll figure it out. Okay. Where's 68 at? I'm a little confused on where that one is. 68. All the way over here. Okay, we'll go back and do our field that we're going to purchase. It's still not going to get us to where we need to be at, but we'll do that one quickly. And I'll tell you what we'll end up doing at that point is once we get to there and I do that one, episode's getting up there in time now. Just a bunch of contracts today. Unfortunately, that's all we really were able to do a whole lot. I'll do some more contracts off camera and get us to that point so then in the next episode we can purchase it. I think that's the better approach here. And more than likely, the next episode will be probably a month or two skipped until something's ready to harvest, I'm sure. Again, I don't want to just continue to do nothing but contracts. I mean, it's just the same as if it was our own land. I get that, but I don't know. I just want to do some stuff on our own land, I guess. All right, we're back on our way. This isn't going to take us long at all, but it's nice that we're getting some money for fields we are going to eventually purchase, right? There's a decent amount of trees over there, right? I mean, it's not as many as you would want, but there's still a decent amount there, so I think that's going to work out well for us. And once we get rid of all those trees, realistically, what we could do, I mean, I don't know if that stream will let me, the stream in Zilanka doesn't, but if that stream will allow me to get water out of it, we could put some greenhouses there and place it where the trees were, right? And I could just produce us some more money. That, or we turn this field into a more awkward-shaped field and just extend it over there. Means we have to get a plow, but that is also another option, right? This hoe definitely needs some service. Look at our service level just dropped tremendously when we put this on. I just now noticed that. Oh boy. Well, I think it was used when we purchased it. I think we purchased it when we bought the field, or well, we bought the farm maze, I should say, with the other field, right? So I guess it makes sense. Should just about do it right here. Perfect. So we can turn that in. Another quick save here. We can turn that in. Wasn't a ton of money, but money nonetheless, right? All right. So, gang, we're going to leave the episode at that point. I'm probably going to pick up these fertilizing contracts here and knock these out. There's a couple of them. This one's right by our house. So we'll probably do that one easy. That should, 4,365, that should get us pretty much to where we want to be at. We need a little bit more money, but it should pretty much get us there. So, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. It's absolutely free to do, and it helps me out more than you could possibly imagine. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, or ideas, let me know down below. Things I'm doing right, things I'm doing wrong. We're learning all together on this new game and how how the quirks are and the issues it has. We're working through them. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, ideas, like I said, let me know down below. Thanks so much for watching. More videos in the corners, and I'll see you in the next one.